Hi, welcome to Pandorastarot. This is a reading for the sign of Gemini for the month of March 2016. Welcome everyone. As I always say, please remember to check your rising and your moon sign because that will give you more information on the energies available to you. Let's start, Gemini, with this reading right here. You have in the challenge position the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card that represents perspective, having a bigger view of the situation, being able to look at things from, look at the entire picture. Because the Nine of Pentacles, even though we see a woman who is surrounded by wealth and abundance, she's focusing on the falcon, and the falcon is a symbol of flying high and being able to look at the entire, the entire forest, not just one tree. And being able to do that, to have that amplified vision, it's the focus for your month, Gemini. And this is regarding teamwork, because you have in the center of the reading the Three of Pentacles, another pentacle card, which means that probably for the majority of you this will be related to your work environment. It can also be related with any group of people with whom you're working with and you're planning something, because the Three of Pentacles talks about working as a team. It also talks about planning, being in the stages where you're paying attention to detail, finalizing all the tiny things to be able to launch something or to build something, because this is a card where they're building something up. Okay, so in this, even though like I said before, it's probably related with work for the majority of you, it could be any group of people that you're working with. Okay, so if you're making changes in your home and you're working with a painter and you're working on maybe with an architect, or you're whoever it is that you're working with to plan something, you're getting together with to plan something and to build something, well, your perspective and your change of perspective, or having a bigger vision about this situation of working as a team, it's the center of your month. It's what will attract the most attention from you, Gemini. And in the position of the things you cannot change, you have the Fool. The Fool is a card that represents the beginning of a new path, a completely new path, a completely new stage in your life, Gemini. And the Fool is the zero card. It's the card that starts the tarot. And the Fool is someone who is very innocent and light-hearted, and he starts on a new path completely confident that the universe will send him whatever he needs, that the people that he will encounter is the people that will help him, and he's destined to meet them. He has a very pure heart, and it's almost like a child in the sense that he is at the edge here, and he's looking up. He's not concerned about falling. So there is a new beginning in the month of March, Gemini, whether you want to or not. And not only because of the Fool, but also because you have in the position of the help that you're going to receive the Death card. Now, death doesn't mean actual death. Death is transition. It's moving from one phase of your life to the next one. The interesting thing about Death card and the Fool card is that these are the only major arcana cards that you have in the reading, and they both symbolize the starting of a new phase in your life. So definitely is going to happen in this month, this change. Also, it's not something that will happen. It's not something that will happen out of the blue. Okay, death is a process. Okay, it's the moving out of the old and into the new. It's like shedding old skin. Okay, and it just doesn't happen overnight. It's something you have been witnessing, and probably you have felt it from before. Okay, for those of you who have been you're looking for a job, well, March is a great month for finding one, and finding one that is not in your usual area, area of knowledge. It seems like if you find a job, it has to do with something you have never tried before. It's a departure from you. This is why it's a new path. Now, if you have been, it feels like this new change or this new path is something that perhaps you have been resisting. Okay, so what the tarot here is saying is that it's going to happen. So don't resist it. Don't fight it. It's a good thing, actually. Just go with the flow. Go with it, because when the death card comes along, it means that there are things that need to die in your life. They need to move away from your life, and you need to move on from those things. Okay, and it comes up as help. So it's very possible that once you give into this process, you actually feel relief. Okay, in the final cards we have the Knight of Wands. This is someone who could belong to the fire signs, so Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. This is someone with a lot of energy and a lot of passion for what they do, and they're very creative. They're also quite impatient, but mostly passionate people. They could be a little bit, sometimes it could feel like they're too much because they're so passionate about what they do. The feeling I'm getting here is that this person is part of this team that you're working with, and this is someone about whom you will have to excuse me, you will actually have to think how you're going to relate with this person, because you have the Four of Swords afterwards, and that is a card that represents taking time out to think things over, to meditate. This is a time also of rest by the end of the month, of rest perhaps of this hard work, especially if you are finalizing a business and you're launching it. Well, it will look like by the end of the month you won't have to put in so much work. The Four of Swords, like I said before, is a time for you to meditate in regards to this person. Okay, so again, we're going back to the Nine of Pentacles. This is a matter of perspective. Of, are you looking at this person as he or she actually is? Are they actually of help, or they're, or perhaps they're not? So you need to really meditate and really kind of try to think if you're looking at things from every single angle. Put it as an example. This could be an employee of yours, of this new business you're launching, and perhaps you're concerned that he is just too passionate, or he's just too much to handle, or he has a lot of ego or something like that, and you're kind of thinking maybe I should let him go or her go. Well, really look at things in terms of, am I looking at the entire picture and not just one side of this person? Okay, so that's the center of your month, Gemini. I hope this is helpful. I want to thank everyone who watches and likes and comments my videos. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next month.